What do points make? Prizes! Well, hello everybody. Hopefully you can both see and hear me this week. I'm just monitoring chat to see if it's going to come up with someone going... Everything seems to have been worked out. All the gremlins have been banished to the furthest ends of the fish room. We should be problem-free tonight. I should touch wood immediately if I'm going to say something like that. But welcome everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Live. No, that's not what it's called. Welcome to Fishy Business. Echoes. You say echoes? Someone saying, are you messing with me, Lisa? I hope we don't have echoes. I can't think why we would have echoes. Oh, I turned something else on. No, don't do that, Graham. Wrong button. We'll go with it and pretend everything is fine. I figured out what it was. Oh, bloody hell. Give me a heart attack there. I was about to say, I spent ages making sure this all worked. I spent almost 5 whole minutes making sure this was going to work today. I figured out what went wrong last week. In my rush, so the camera borked. That's what went wrong last week. And in my rush to try and fix it, I knocked out a cable that connects the sound desk, which my mic connects to, from the computer. So it looked like everything was working, but it turned out it wasn't. So thankfully, we're all good. And we should be problem-free tonight. I say problem-free, but I have had to put a new button. For those of you that don't, it's not going to stretch. But for those of you that, I've just pulled it out, idiot. I use a Stream Deck that's not long enough to show you. I've had to add a new button because I've had this dry hacking cough pretty much all week, to the point where I'm pretty sure my wife wants to divorce me, and was quite happy to see the back of me tonight because I'm constantly going on. So I've just done it to myself. So I've added a button which mutes the microphone so you can't hear what I'm saying, is what I said there. So I might have to employ that a few times if my beverage doesn't manage to lubricate my vocal cords sufficiently. So tonight we're starting off with Northern Monk Transient Hazy DDH IPA. Transient looked a bit spooky, so you know, Halloween and all that. I'll give that a go. So that will hopefully lubricate my vocal cords. No other reason for drinking it, purely medicinal. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So we've got Stuart Lakers in, as is Tommy Silver Creek. Howdy, howdy. I'm just listening for the first bit. I'm finagling a starter wire connection for my Suburban. I know what some of those words mean. Stuart's still in. Jack's in. Nice to see you, Jack. On time for once. I was ahead of schedule. I am on time every now and again. Every week, punctual, about 9. That's what we say. Brian's in as well. Nice to see Brian. Lisa, as we know, taking the piss out of me. Hans from Sweden. Hi, Hans. How are we doing? Audio, video, good. Thank you. Mandy's in. The audio, video, good. Thank you, thank you. Hello from Bolton. Hello, Lily. Hello. Hello from Sheffield. Hope you're well. Deb Aquapets is here. Hello, Deb. How are we doing? Hello, says Stevie P. I need to look into Stream Deck. Is it just a bunch of physical buttons to trigger macros? Essentially. You can program the buttons to then spawn more buttons, which can then spawn more buttons. Or you can have macros on button. Does that make sense? Rather than having to have macros and press the button to make the macro happen, you can make that button be the macro. I think I know what I mean. It's fine. It's pretty good. I got it when it was on Black Friday last year or the year before. You certainly don't need it, and there are apps you can use on your phone which do the similar sort of thing, but then you need to keep your phone awake, and sometimes it goes to sleep. It's good. I quite like it. I've seen people make even more use of it for like workflows and stuff, so if you're editing videos and things, you can do it quite a lot. And if you do, like, your live stream would be quite good because you could cut in different angles and stuff more easily without having to find the menu button and all that kind of stuff. So I think they're pretty good. Great Ocean Disaster Aquariums, hello. Any news on Megatank? That's not what you said, but it's the gist of it. How's Megatank? Any news? Megatank's fine. No more deaths since the last video. For those of you who haven't been keeping up with the saga, not the last video, but the one before that, I think, I lost one of the fish from Megatank and nearly lost another one. So first one was an Oscar that, to be fair, and it was Scott that reminded me of this, it's been a bit off for a couple of weeks, but earlier in the week, must have been Saturday or Sunday, I think it was Saturday, I came down and I noticed it had a beating. It looked like it had a beating. Pardon me. So I was like, oh, something's going on there. Didn't think anything of it, because fish do have spats, and big fish have big spats every now and again. Thought maybe that'll have sorted itself out, done whatever it is they need to do, and they're all fine now. Because I never see any aggression in there, really. But came down the next day and it had even more of a beating, and then it turned round and the other side was like a huge chunk missing out of it, and I was a bit like, ooh, don't know about that. So I took the Oscar out, put him in a hospital tank, treated him. Didn't hold out much hope, if I'm completely honest, but fingers crossed, touching wood, etc., etc. He seems to be pulling through, seems to be doing quite well out of it. But therein lies another problem. So anyway, I'll come back to that. The next day after that, I came down and the flagtail was doing the same thing. Looked as if it had taken a beating, was upside down, loads of scales scattered across the tank. What's going on here? So again, set up another bigger hospital tank for that. Didn't make it. Didn't make the end of the day. So Brian, the giant Grammy, is definitely number one suspect. I haven't seen him do anything, but everyone on the internet, every comment, Brian did that, definitely, 100%, I know this, me. I don't mean that to sound as derogatory as it does, but do you know, sometimes, I know I invite it on myself. When you make a video and you open comments to people, you're going to get comments, and sometimes you don't want comments. I do want comments, because everybody that makes YouTube videos wants comments, but I could do without some armchair expert telling me what's going on, when they're clearly just repeating what I've said in the video, or someone else has said. Well, yeah, it's definitely Brian, they always attack at night. Yeah, clearly. So yes, Brian is still number one suspect. I have since set up a camera. In fact, I might be able to show you the camera later. That'd be tempting fate. But I've since set up a camera that's recording to an SD card, so I think I've got about 8 hours worth of recording before it loops back to itself, and it kind of works on night vision-y. It's not great, I'm looking for a better option, but it kind of works. So hopefully if another fish goes, but the only fish that are in there now is Brian, loads of silver dollars, and one severum, and the severum's smaller than the silver dollars, so if anything's going to get it, it'll be a silver dollar. And if anything does happen, I should then see the fish in the morning, be able to take the card out and review the footage, confirm it's Brian, or not. It kind of has to be. I don't believe there's two coincidences that two big fish spooked in such a short space of time to a sufficient level that they mashed themselves up. So it probably is Brian, which therein means I've now got a problem. So the Oscar is recovering, and I think in a week or two we'll be fine. What do I do with him then? Can't put him back in Mega Tank, or Brian's going to have another go at him. So does Brian have to go? Or do I need to find a new solution for Brian? Now, I have rehomed fish in the past. I don't like rehoming fish. I like to think that if a fish comes to me, it's my fish, and I will have that fish until it dies. Or if somebody really wants that fish and tries to buy it at a later date or whatever, then fine. But I don't like, that fish didn't work for me, so off you pop. And Brian's definitely in that category now. So I'm thinking, what can I do? Do I try and move Brian on to someone who has a big enough tank and wants? So all the experts in the comments are saying, well, you're an idiot for trying to keep a gourami with other fish in the first place. That would never work. And I'm like, oh yeah, where were you when all the other videos I made showing you that fish was in there with other fish? Right, anyway, they suggest that maybe Brian should live in a tank on his own, because he will just eventually fall out with any other fish in there and go for it. And you do see giant gouramis in tanks on their own. I'd assumed it was just because they're humongous fish and you don't have space to put other fish in there. So another option is, does Brian go in this tank? So this is a 5x2x2. Even that I think is pushing it for Brian, but I could maybe remove, so basically rescape this, move all the fish from this into another tank, which I would have to get. They could live in a smaller tank. Rescape this to just be an empty Brian tank, and Brian goes in there. Do I try and buy another massive tank, a massive tank, to house Brian on his own? I've got a tank that's very much like this. I think it might be a bit bigger upstairs. That was my old discus. It might be the same size. I don't know why I have such a problem remembering the size of this tank. But it's in the hallway. It used to be the discus tank, but I moved them down here because it was hard to keep that as warm. But Brian doesn't need it as warm, so maybe he's the house fish now. So I don't know. There are several layers of dilemmas as to what to do with Brian next, and none of them are ideal. There's also the possibility of, is Mega Tank had its time? So I know I've just got the baby monsters. I've got the new Emperor Snakehead. I've got the 3 the peacock bass babies. They're tiny at the moment. The idea was they would go into Mega Tank, and they still could do that. But it's going to be a long time before they're ready for that. As much as I'm amazed at how fast the peacock bass are growing. So did I just give up on Mega Tank and because I could get another, I don't know, 4 big tanks in the same space that Mega Tank's in. So I don't know what to do. There's lots of things going on in my head. Certainly the giving up on Mega Tank thing, and then a more okay rehoming small fish. So like the Kilberry bass base. They're like yay big, but they're really desirable. So if I can grow them on a few inches, I could make a lot of. I know it's not my primary goal, but I could make a lot of money off them if I sold them on, which would fund other projects. I wouldn't get so much for the Emperor Snakehead because they're not quite as valuable, but the Kilberries are, and I'm really enjoying keeping them at this stage because they are voracious eaters. So I've got all these things kind of swirling around my head. I'm not entirely sure what to do. So that's kind of where I'm at. So sorry, I've been now talking for ages without reading any of the comments. So, prudent for me to say at this stage, we will be doing a quiz tonight. So we'll try and aim for about past for the first quiz of the evening, and then do the Eliminator after that one. What do points make? Prizes! Now that I've made that as a soundboard thing, I kind of want to just keep saying it myself anyway. It just seems daft. So we'll be doing those things. This is week 3 of October, and we'll show you how the scores are standing and all that kind of stuff. If you're here, welcome. If this is your first time here, we do a bit more of a free-form thing. It's not all fishy stuff. It could be general knowledge, quizzy questions, any topics you want to talk about at all, including fish. That's fine. Just put them in the comments. Type question in your question, and I see it a little bit easier. But if you could give the thumbs up emoji a bit of a tickle down there, or I think we're encouraged to smash things these days. Smash the like buttons. Don't just tickle it. Click the subscribe button, the follow button, the join button. There's lots of buttons. You can do the things with all the buttons. That'd be lovely. Thank you. Anyway, admin done. Mickey's in. Nice to see you, Mickey. Mandy says, so micro macros. Yes, the Stream Deck's good at micro macros. That's a good term for it. I quite like that. Kevin says, hello from the Scottish borders. Hello, Kevin. Nice to see you. The mute button also removes the humming sound. Is the humming sound just the sound of my fish room? If I say nothing, can you just hear the goings on? Is that what it is? Maybe. Fish Fam Link, hello. Hydroponic Aquarium and Plants, it says, hello everyone, hope we're well. We are, thank you. Didn't know the Oscar died. The Oscar didn't die. The Oscar's still alive. The Oscar is making a spirited recovery. It's doing quite well. But it needs a solution soon to what it's going to go into, because once it's better, it's not going to be happy cooped up in a 2-foot tank. It's half the size of the tank. Jack says, I'm going to watch MD Fish Tanks escape a tank live tomorrow in Belgium. Wow, the most exciting thing to ever happen in Belgium. Have MD Fish Tanks visit. Well, that'd be cool. Surely you can make use of your contacts with Fish Shop Matt and get yourself a wee shout out or something. That'd be good. Say hello for me. I remember the days many moons ago when MD Fish Tanks used to comment on my videos before he became a megastar. But yeah, that sounds like fun. Brian jumps up and down with a question. What would you rather, megatank leak or megatank deaths? That's a bit of an easy one, because megatank leaks all the time. So I'm used to megatank leaks, and leaks can be fixed. I've yet to find a way to reverse deaths. So I'll go with leak. Yes, because it does leak every now and again, and I've kind of got used to that. So is Brian still a suspect? Yes, I think we've covered that. Clearly it's aliens. It could be, couldn't it? Someone else. I mean, I did have a thought that, is there something else going on? Has a badger or an otter snuck into the fish room and I was not looking and starting to take my fish out? Is there an electric current leak? But nah, it probably is, Brian. Evening all, says Scott. Hope you're okay. Glad to see you back at your old level of crisp AV. Thank you. I'd like to say I am. Yes, but I don't think... I did make that clear that it was fish Brian, not human Brian. I enjoy when people Google and try to use it to sound smart. Yeah, I don't. I know that was said with a sarcastic tone, but sometimes... I mean, I always play the game. If I was that upset about it, I wouldn't have posted the video. But I do try and make a thing of being as real as possible and showing the good side and the bad side, because I'm a big advocate for the hobby in general being good for your mental health, being all that kind of stuff. And then you have times like this when you're going, is this good for my mental health? But if your worst problem in life is your fish tank is upsetting you, I think you're onto a winner. So if you're not worrying about, oh, I'm so depressed, oh, I want to jump off that bridge, and you're thinking about, oh, I wish that fish wouldn't die, or I wish this leak would go away, it's, if nothing else, it's diverting your attention onto less harmful things. So I like to show the bad things, knowing fine well the bad videos usually do better than the good videos, because everyone likes to stick the boot in and everyone likes to see a disaster, and every comment that I read I'll be like, and even comments from people who I think are genuinely trying to be friendly and helpful, like some long-term viewers. I don't know if you're here, but Nabo, who is he still a mod in this channel? Comes every now and again, but he went off on some rant about tiger barbs, and I was like, what the fuck do you even, what? Why? What are you on about? And then other people, yep, oh, it's definitely Brian. Yeah, I mean, you didn't expect him to do this. And I'm like, so I have to kind of put that to one side to go, yes, this is all good for the algorithm. Just have to ignore that. Some people are just going to be the way some people are going to be, and we'll move on to the next thing. The point I was trying to make by that video was, even if it was Brian, and I was 100% sure about it, the day before that, I didn't know that. So I didn't know Brian was about to go on a murderous spree. I had no proof Brian had gone on a murderous spree because I spend a lot of time in this room and I spend a lot of time looking at that tank, and he never shows any aggression. And people are always going, well, he's only going to do it when you're not. As if he knows when I'm not looking, and that's when I'm in here at night time as well. I'm in here early in the morning before the lights go on. So it only happens at dusk. Fuck off. I see everything, almost everything. I don't see any of those problems. But so I didn't know what was going to happen beforehand. I didn't know what happened at the time. And then the comments about, you should have known. I'm like, no, this is. If anything, I want to get a learning experience out of this. And that's what was frustrating me at the time when I was making the video, because I didn't know those things. Was I didn't know what was going to happen. I don't know what has happened, and I still don't know why it's happened. There are some possibilities. We can explore those possibilities, but the frustrating part of it is not knowing. If I had found Brian with, like, the cartoon head, tail, and skeleton in his mouth swimming about all happy, I'd be like, there's your problem. It's 100% confirmed. Still wouldn't really know what to do about it because it's kind of done by that point. But I don't know. I was having my own private rant at all the helpful comments, and a lot of them were coming from good places. So I don't mean to sound dismissive of them. And I think that I tried to say in the video, I'm inviting comments, but I'm probably going to ignore some of them. And I didn't mean ignore, but I did mean ignore, because they frustrate me. However well-intentioned they are, they frustrate me. But at the same time, I go, but it's good for engagement, so I have to think, it's good and bad. So it puts me into a tailspin, let's put it that way. So that's kind of where I was on that. So I'll try and catch up. It sounds like someone got a taste of fresh sushi and decided it tasted good. Yeah. Expensive sushi. Brian Hager's wondering if Brian was... I think Brian was named after Brian. Graham is rambling on. Sorry. Ouch. Have you ever considered calling Joey for advice? That did not crop up as one of the solutions to think about. But to be fair, if I had done, he would have probably given as good advice as anyone else. Pity about the flagtail. It was a very pretty fish. I love that fish, and they are rare to see at that size. And I've only had it. I think I worked out I had it a year. So. Yeah, it's never good when you lose any fish, but especially big, impressive ones like that. It fills in. Hello, folks. I'm out with Mrs. Cecil, listening in the background, having a break due to health issues. Oh dear. Hope everything gets better. I would move everything else and get a Mrs. Brian. I hadn't considered that. I hadn't considered that. As cool as Brian is, I don't like Grammys. I know Hans will remember this conversation from many live streams. So I'm not necessarily sure I want to dedicate Megatank to more Grammys. I don't mind Brian. He's a big, impressive, cool dude. But yeah, I think finding a new home for Brian is the front runner at the moment. But as I explained, that there are lots of things swirling around my head, and by new home I mean within my house. I'm not sure how we'll be in cooler temperatures, because this room is pretty hot, so even if I don't heat Megatank, it's still pretty hot, whereas the upstairs tank would need to be heated a little bit, I guess. Oh, Mega Tank V2. Employ all the lessons you learned from V1 and remake it. There's the project. Hans has got 4 of them. Do you want another one? Do you want 5? If you come and get it, you can have it. 4 with my goldfish and koi. Is that... And what temperature are you keeping them at, Hans? Stephen's very glad he'll never have an issue with a giant gourami. Graham's not suggested Brian on the barbecue yet. Right. Quiz. We're going to give out the link. That's what we went to do. Copy link address. Paste link address. We will be starting the quiz in 6 minutes. 5 minutes. There is the link to the quiz while I crash through the rest of these. Wasn't there a thought at one point of making another Mega Tank anyway? Maybe now's the time. Yeah. Yes, there was. I did have a thought about like a 2-tier Mega Tank system. I don't know how stupid that is though. I don't know. Am I quite far behind? We're still talking about the hum. Barbara Jackson, hello. How are we doing? Have you thought about ritualistic sacrifice? It's a good thing about mortality reversal. I think it needs a bit more practice before I get into that. Have you thought about a Mega Tank plant nursery inside joke? Yes. Yes. So big news, while Jack's still here, I'm giving up on the Jack's JT keeping fish method of how to keep plants alive, because I've just lost an entire tank for some reason. So Mal had ordered a bunch of plants from me, and when I went to pack them up, I was like, oh, what's happened to these? So I kind of have a split thing at the moment where I keep half my plants submersed and half immersed, and all the immersed ones curled up and died. So some kind of failure, I left the lid off. I don't know what went on, but it was the least of my problems then. So I also want to set up some kind of plant nursery system. How are the discus babies? They're doing well. I'll need to make a video on both the babies, because there's quite the variance in growth rates. So I noticed from the first video of all the discus babies, they were all pretty much the same size. There was a couple that looked better than others, as in better shapes, better eye sizes, better kind of general qualities, but they were all the same size, whereas now there's a very definite difference. So I'm hoping that's something that I can follow through as they grow, to say, right, so if we had employed those things when we were picking these fish, so when you go out to pick your discus fish, if you look for the things that I pointed out as good things, they're more likely to grow better as well. So it seems to be following that trend anyway. So yeah, there's a few of them, the ones that I thought were better ones, have grown a bit faster than the other ones. Not that the other ones are miles behind. I expect to probably lose 1, if not 2. Not right now, they're all fine now, but just as they grow bigger, you tend to get a runt or 2 and they will fall away more and more. But yeah, everything's going well just now. The bass I'm impressed by. The bass and the emperor snakehead all getting on fine, feeding like no tomorrow, seeing the big fat bellies when you give them a good feeding, and they're really active and out and hunting, and it's looking great. I can't wait to see them get a bit bigger. Dad's in. Hello Dad, back to normal I see, back on the booze and no bandage. Yes, I've been bandage free since 93. No bandages, but still bloody hurts. But yes, this is medicinal. I've got a frog in my throat. I've got a dry, scratchy thing in my... And only beer makes it better. Fishbram Link, I agree. Show some love by liking the video and subscribing to stay in the loop. Looked like he was injured by the rocks. If it was just that one, I could have believed that. But then, to have the other fish in the next day, it's just a bit too much of a quinky dink. Right, so, everyone, have you seen the linked quiz, as they say around here? We'll be kicking that off in a minute or two after I crash through the rest of these. YouTube watchers forget the time span between recording and editing and then posting the videos. Yeah, I mean, I am a bit funny with that sometimes, because I will often record, edit and post the video within hours, and then sometimes I'll record something, edit it a week later and post it 3 weeks later. So some things do jump out of order for me, so I understand that doesn't always come across. So you get a pass if you don't follow the timeline, because I don't follow the timeline myself sometimes. Hans is keeping them at 24 to 26. Yeah, so much more sustainable for my upstairs tank. But that does still, it does get cold in there in winter. It kind of drops to like, even in the evening it's probably dropping to like 16. So it wouldn't be as hard to get it up to discus temperatures as it would to get them to kind of 25, but still going to cost, so I don't know. Maybe. Aquarium Daily, hello Andrew, how are we tonight? Rebecca's in, good. We've got some fish questions in the quiz tonight for you and Jack. Taxidermy for Brian, well, not immediately. Not forced taxidermy. We'll see. Yeah, so from now on, can we just make sure we say all this Brian hate, we say fish Brian, not just Brian. Human Brian, we're cool with. I'm in the market for some discus as the elderly ones, as predicted, has passed. Oh dear. Well, age gets us all in the end, I suppose. I'm not too sure if I've broken my foot. I hurt, I assume, from the tendinitis, but then kicked the door to get it to open, and now it hurts more. Oh dear. We're just falling apart. Welcome to the ill stream. Editing is the thing that causes 6-month delays between my video releases. I'm not that bad. Right, is it time? Little face. In case you're new, come along, play in the quiz. A little reminder, there are 20 questions. The faster you answer them, the more points you get. The questions 10 and 20, you have a chance to wager any points you have accumulated by that point. If you don't wager any points, you can't win any points, so you have to wager something if you want to get some points. Points are tallied for the calendar month. This is week 3. I don't think anybody's scored in every week yet, or no, they haven't scored high in every week yet, so this could be your chance. It's still up to anyone's game at this point. So we tally up the points at the end of the month, and then within 3 to 6 business months I send the prize out. Questions are all multiple choice. Please use the same name each week, Tommy. The correct answer is what I say it is, not necessarily what it really is. It has been known on occasion for me to get it wrong. I think it's maybe happened once. So, you know, take that with a pinch of salt. If the website I used as a reference was wrong, I will also be wrong. Right, are we ready, everyone? We have 23 players. I think we're about ready to start countdown. Good luck, everybody. Alright, with the blue tongue chow chow thing. I'm never going to live that down. Question 1. What sort of habitat would you use to house aquatic, semi-aquatic and terrestrial animals? A terrarium, a riparium, paludarium or aquarium? I thought this was going to be contentious because some people will use two things, but this again was a definition from a website. So the question should really be, what did the website Graham looked at say it would be the habitat you use to house aquatic, semi-aquatic and terrestrial animals? You all thought it was wow, either terrarium or paludarium. Where's vivarium? They're all vivariums, technically. It's another fact that I learned today. The actual answer is riparium. Now, while you're all typing nasty comments, let me see if this works. From aquariumreader.com, the difference between aquarium, terrarium, riparium and paludarium, we go scroll down to the handy what is the difference table and chart. If you look at the last three columns, rows rather, aquatic animals, semi-aquatic animals and terrestrial animals, aquarium, sometimes no, paludarium, oh I've done it wrong haven't I? It should have been paludarium. So, this is where we have to invoke the rule. The answer is what I say it is. So, Texas Tom, you have won the lottery. Aquarium Mum, second. Wow. I'm sorry. It's because I joked that I'm never wrong. So, we're starting strong. There's only 57 points in it, so... No, definitely only twice. There's never been more than 2 wrong answers. I'm not admitting to being wrong more than twice. Anyway, question 2, moving swiftly on. Which of these words described a person who is deeply religious? Is it secular, atheist, agnostic, or pious? It's only 57 points, and Tommy's bound to be wiped out by some kind of killer wasp in the second half of the quiz and not be able to get something. Okay, most people are going for pious, and thankfully that's what I think the answer is too. Whew. So 14 of you got that one right. According to 2024 data gathered by the Pew Research Center, around 28% of Americans class themselves as nuns, meaning they don't adhere to a religion. Pious describes someone who's devoutly religious. So, secular isn't, atheist, don't believe, agnostic, I don't know. Question 3. Oh no, show the rankings. Texas Tom is still in the lead. False Inspector Stevie P joint second. Aquarium Mum slips down to 14th, but got that one right. Well done. Question 3. The word trivia comes from a Latin a Latin word meaning 3 steps, road, hands, or answers. The word trivia comes from a Latin word meaning 3 steps, roads, hands, or answers. So think of it. Break it down. Try, 3, via, a different road to somewhere. Oh, okay, you didn't think that through the same way I thought it through. Okay. Roads. The word trivia derives from the Latin trivia, via, meaning 3 roads. Now you know. Right, Tommy, you're going to have to take one for the team and get one wrong on purpose, because if you win this one by less than 57 points, no one's ever going to come back. Question 4. What year did the band Nirvana form? This was a question posed by my 17-year-old son, because he thought only old people will know this, and to be described as someone that would know this because I know who Nirvana are as being old, that took some mental arithmetic for me. (1987, 2001, 1994, or 1991? Oh, most people going for 91, just over 87. But the 87s are correct. They didn't make it big until 90s. Texas Tom, Zenny McGinger and Juggler making up the top 3. Tash just outside the top 3. Can't name a song or band members of theirs. You're not that young. I think you're putting it on now, pretending to not know films from before the year 2000. You must be able to name him. Surely you know who the picture is. Kurt Cobain? Dave Grohl? No? Question 5. I'm 1997. Wow, okay. I thought you were old on that. I shouldn't have said that about a lady. Question 5. Move swiftly on. Fish swimming together in a loose cluster are called a shoal, a swarm, a pod, or a school. God, I hope I got this one right. I have to double check. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Fish swimming together in a loose cluster are called a shoal, a swarm, a pod, or a school. Most of you going with shoal, and that is the correct answer, because a school is swimming together in a tight formation. A pod is a group of aquatic mammals, whales and such, dolphins, swarm, bees. Whew. Thank you, Tommy, for taking one for the team. Zenny McGinger takes an early lead, 20 points or so ahead of Juggler. Question 6. Which of these zodiac signs is not a fire sign? Aries, Leo, Libra, or Sagittarius, which is not a fire sign? Aries is air. Well, if you think air is Aries, then go with Aries. C, Libra is the most popular and correct answer. I think Libra is one of the air ones. So Aries should have been air. Yeah, that makes sense. Libra is... I don't know what Libra is, now that I'm saying that out loud. Is it water? Libra is an air sign represented by scales, and interestingly is the only inanimate object of the zodiac. There you go. So Libra was the correct answer, is what we tried to say. So first, second and third, Texas Tom, Zenny McGinger, Juggler, Only Owls is fourth, and it went too fast for me. Question 7. Gnathonomus petersii are more commonly known as a type of dogfish, leopardfish, pencilfish, or elephant fish. Gnathonomus petersii, I have no idea if that's how you pronounce that, are more commonly known as a type of what? Dogfish, leopardfish, pencilfish, or elephant fish. Okay, what do we think? Well, quite the even spread there. But in fact, the answer was, it's a type of elephant fish. Let me just... This might be a spoiler alert for future quizzes. But what I tend to do is I look at my Facebook feed, and every now and again there'll be a post like this. Or Fish in the News will post something, or some other fish shop will go, oh, well, you've got these are fantastic. And then I can make a quiz question out of it. So there you go, it's them. So what has that done to the scores? Juggler's up top. Only Owls makes an appearance in the top 3. Only Oscars. God, that's like a proper thing. As a kid, I was never able to say the word lemon. Whenever I tried to say lemon, I would say melon. I'd know I was about to say melon, and I'd try and catch myself, and I'd still say melon all the time. And it's the same with that bloody OO. I go, that's June. That's Only Owls. Oscars. So I don't know. I'm just going to go with it now. Question 8. What is the world's most downloaded mobile game? Is it Subway Surfers? Is it Tetris? This is the Google Play Store, to be clear, for those of you about to throw a hissy fit. Is it Minecraft, or is it Clash of Clans? Ooh. Again, quite the spread. Is Minecraft mobile? There is a mobile Minecraft game, yes. Tetris is indeed simple. But the most popular game is Subway Surfers, by some way. It's like millions and millions of downloads ahead of the next best one. So while all the other ones do have mobile games, they're just not anywhere near as popular. I think it's probably because this one's been around for so long. So Juggler got that, David got that one, and who else got that one? Oh, it's just the two of you. Well done, you two. Question number 9. What American beer brand has employed a team of Clydesdale horses for advertisements, or advertisements, depending where you come from, since 1933? Is it Miller, Coors, Pabst, or Budweiser? What American beer brand employs a team of Clydesdale horses? 8 saying Budweiser, and Budweiser it is. Your fun fact for this one: Budweiser unveiled their famous team of Clydesdales in 1933 to celebrate the repeal of Prohibition. So there you go. So before your first chance to put a bet in, these are your points. Juggler is 1 point ahead of only Oscars, who is 4 points ahead of Texas Tom. So it's tight. Remember, this next question you have to place a wager if you want to get any more points. Or not place a wager if you don't want to risk losing them. I will give you a cryptic clue before you place your bet. Go for it. How do you know you're killer animals? Oh dear. I said it was a cryptic clue. What kills most humans per year? Out of this list. Is it sharks, freshwater snails, crocodiles, or snakes? Another medicinal beer required. I like Mandy's thinking here. No idea, so I went with the most ridiculous. So, what did we all think? 1 shark, 3 snails, 5 crocodiles, and 10 snakes. The answer is, of course, snake. Now, I have an infographic here. Let's kind of cut some of it off. But basically, it's mosquitoes. There's millions of them. Humans are next, then snakes, then dogs, then tsetse flies, then assassin bugs, then snails, then roundworm, tapeworm, crocodile, hippo I think was after that. Sharks was down at like 10 or something like that. So, that's wrong. Tough. Let's see what it's done. Oh, Juggler's done well out of that one. Rebecca, not so much. Still no stickers, not so much. Brian, not so much. Shadow, oh dear. June's lost all her points as well. As has Zenny and Texas Tom. There'll be tables flying across rooms in America right now. Remember, you've still got time to make it all back. Question 11. What well-known Washington, D.C. building sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? The White House, the U.S. Capitol, the Washington Monument, or the Jefferson Memorial? But it's wrong. I refer you to my earlier. Tough. The website I looked at said it wasn't wrong. So we'll take a short interlude to look at this link I've been sent. The 10 most deadly animals to humans. Hippos are at 1. elephants at 2, crocodiles, roundworms, scorpions, assassin bugs, saw-scaled viper, freshwater snails, humans, and mosquitoes. Whereas, what did mine say? It didn't say that. It said it was snakes. So, your website against my website. Ten people thought it was the White House. In fact, I like the fact that there's only now 17 people playing. Everyone else is storming around going, the correct answer is indeed the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. David missing out on that one, Mal missing out on that one. Wasn't there a film called 1600 Pennsylvania? Or 1600, and that was about the White House. I don't know. 12. How many feet off the ground is the crossbar on a standard NFL goalpost, according to the website I looked at, to be clear? 12, 8, 10 or 14? Tommy saying, I've been there. Juggler going, 6, by any chance? Again, quite the spread, so that's a lot of people not into the sports ball questions. The correct answer is 10. Which means not much has changed. Juggler in first, False Inspector second, Tash in third. Mosquitoes is the number one killer of humans. That's why I deliberately didn't pick mosquitoes as one of the options. It was just out of the list of things I've chosen, which is the most deadly. Snails have sinister intentions. I've always thought that of snails. Right, question number 13. Name the largest gourami. Is it the Trichogaster tuna, the Trichopus pumila, the Trichopodus lyrae, or the Ospheronomines gourami? I think I pronounced about 40% of those correctly. No, full one correctly. Like out of the 4. It does look a bit like Brian, that one, doesn't it? Again, a bit of a spread, but the answer is D. Ospheronomys gourami. Or however you say it. Ooh, top 3 all missing out on that one. So David made some points up, as did Crazy Goldfish and Gas Musk and Aquarium Mum. Laurie Carey Day, Carl, SGH, Shadow all picking up points there as well. Question 14. Which original Star Trek cast member directed the 1987 comedy 3 Men and a Baby? DeForest Kelley, Leonard Nimoy, James Doohan, or William Shatner? Why was Sally unhappy? Because William Shatner. The football where you use your foot on the ball 1% of the time, and only by select players, yes. Three Men and the Baby had the ghost scene. Did they? No, that was Ghost, surely. There was a ghost in Three Men and a Baby? I don't remember that. Yes. Okay, I'm completely lost now. Can't spell baby. As soon as the movie was released, there was a rumour that there was something a bit off with one of the scenes in the films, but the rumour stayed relatively quiet until news of the second movie broke. There were breaking news stories everywhere about the Three Men and a Baby ghost, and even more stories flying around about who the ghost was and why he was in the film. A little boy appears in the scene around an hour into the film with Danson's character and his mother. She's walking through a room holding the baby after she picks him up. They walk together through the house. A young boy can be seen behind the pair, peering at them from behind a pair of curtains. Stories were circulating everywhere that the young boy was in fact a ghost and that he'd committed suicide by throwing himself from the upper story windows. The thinking at the time was that the boy's parents were absolutely stricken with anguish and grief over his sudden death and quickly moved out of the house following the tragedy, little known to them, leaving behind the spirit of the boy in the huge house to be alone with his thoughts once more. The studio then took over and made the movie. Soon after that, though, the theories changed, and there's a ruffle in the curtains in the scene with the boy, which many people believe was caused by the shape of a rifle that he was holding. Not only that, but the scene just prior to the one where the boy was visible, one of the characters was holding a rifle. This meant that many people changed their thinking, believing the Three Men and the Baby ghost had in fact committed suicide using a shotgun and was showing viewers the gun as a way to express anguish over his death. Jesus Christ. There were stories everywhere about the boy. Multiple papers were reporting that the boy's parents were threatening to sue if the movie studio didn't remove the images. The truth is, People magazine put out a rather sensational story in 1990 that should have put the end to the stories that were circulating, but for many it wasn't quite the end of the legend. Steve Feldstein spoke to the magazine from Touchstone's Pictures and said the young boy that everyone believed to be a ghost was actually a prop that had got cut from the movie, but that had gotten left behind in a scene that everyone was talking about, a mistake on behalf of the editors. It was a cardboard cutout of Ted dressed in a tuxedo involving him being cast in a dog food commercial, but that scene ended up being cut from the movie. The cutout was apparently left behind the curtains and was simply meant to be a bit of a joke for the crew and the cast, but was forgotten about, and therefore ended up in the scene, and thus a legend was born. Now you know. Wow. Alright, sorry. We interrupt the quiz time for Ghosts with Graham. You all thought the answer was either Leonard Nimoy or William Shatner, and it was Leonard Nimoy. And there's your points. Right, question 15. I've spoiled it for Juggler. Sorry, everyone. It was a ghost of a boy. Sorry. We'll leave it at that. Oh my God, Rebecca. I know Nimoy is Spot. Spock. Question 15. Which of Henry VIII's wives survived? Was it Jane Seymour, Anne of Cleves, Anne Boleyn, or Catherine Parr? Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Everyone knows the tune, but can you know which wife it is that's at the end? Anne of Cleves proving most popular. The answer was Catherine Parr. So Anne Boleyn was first. Jane Seymour, I don't know. What was the order of the 6 wives? Catherine of Aragon, divorced. Anne Boleyn, beheaded. Jane Seymour died. Anne of Cleves, divorced. Catherine Howard, beheaded. Catherine Parr survived. There you go. Juggler making a bit of a stretch in the lead. Question 16. On which continent would you find the Microsorum pteropus Java fern in the wild? Would it be Africa, South America, Europe, or Asia? The little red-headed doll who likes to be a pain. Is that Annabelle? Something like that. Okay, most people going for Asia. Most people are correct. Oh, Chucky. I see. Oh, False Inspector missing out on that one. Not for nothing, but your question asked about Henry III, not the 8th. Oh dear. Did I do IV instead of IIX? Sorry. I am an idiot. Come on. Give us a break. Question 17. Penicillin, discovered by don't remember writing this question. But okay. Penicillin, discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1928, is what type of medicine? A hormone replacement, an antibiotic, an antiseptic, or an analgesic? Did we have this question last week? I don't remember writing this. Everyone going for antibiotic. I wonder why. Because antibiotic. So I think everyone getting that one. Can we have a special quiz on films Rebecca has seen? We would need to have 20 of them. Have you seen 20 films, Rebecca? Writing the question or pulling it for some random trivia? How very dare you! I spent ages on this. Ask my wife, because she helps me write most of them. Question 18. How many pounds does an average blue whale heart weigh? There you go. Is it 200, 800, 1000, or 400? £400 proving the most popular with £201,000. That'd be a big heart. They'll all be big hearts. It's 400. The average blue whale heart weighs 400 pounds and is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. Now you know. Okay, still anybody's game, depending how the last question goes. Question 19. What is the brightest star in the night sky? Is it Regal, Vega, Sirius, or Alpha Centauri? I do rewatch things. Doctor Who, I can say the planet the Slytherin come from without issue. Have been doing a lot of rewatching things. Venus or the North Star? Well, Venus is a planet, not a star. The North Star is a star, but it has a proper name. Sirius is popular because it's correct. Juggler gets that one. Second and third miss out. Right, that was your penultimate question. Now we've got our final question. I'll give you a few seconds to decide whether you want to risk it all or you're going to stick with what you've got and hope everyone answers their questions wrong. Final question, good luck. Movies are a cutthroat business. So this might be a question about movies and cutting throats. It's not Die Hard, I'll tell you that much. What film was released in the same year as the last ever French beheading? Was it The Matrix, Star Wars, answer option, it's not answer option, or Ben-Hur? Why is it? It's not answer option, I'll tell you that for free. It was not answer option. Two people still went for answer option even though I said it's not answer option. Now I know there's a bit of delay, so I apologise if you got in there first. But that was not the answer. Ben-Hur, the oldest film there. But the answer is Star Wars, 1977. The year Star Wars came out and the French did their last public execution. So, there you go. So, what's that done to everything? In third place, Tash with 2,186. Then we've got in second place, False Inspector with 2,394. And then in first place, as if we didn't know already, Juggler with 2,884 points. Well done. I wanted to do this. See if that works still.
Congratulations!
Brian left halfway through. I lost half my points because of typing, yeah, that does happen. 0 points for Stevie B, ouch. What do points make? Prizes! The top 15 had to get it wrong for Mandy to have a chance. My fish tank's aquatics. Hello, Grahami. Hopefully I spelled that right. No, but it's fine. Believe it or not, I've seen stranger and worse spellings. Hello yourself. Damn, says Freshwater Ichthyology. Was it answer option? It was not answer option. Sorry, Wandy hates everything. Lots of 0 points on the board. Ooh. Tommy blew his 53 points, he did. Right, we now have to do some live spreadsheeting. So I know this is all your favourite part of the evening while I do some live spreadsheeting. Open that up. While I open that up, and open this up. Bish bash, delete, bish bash, copy. Here's the thing. I no longer have the ability to open spreadsheets without them being... Let me show you this. What month are we in? October. I'm looking for anybody that works on desktop support now. There we go. I've opened it twice now. It can either be this size, which is full screen, or it can be this size. I can't even show you it because it's so small. It's basically the size of the taskbar. Anyway, we're on week 3, aren't we? This is how the scores look now. Juggler. Brian, you're still in the top 10. 9th. Doing well. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Because it doesn't bloody... I don't know how to make it smaller. It does this. And then if I click any other button, it goes full screen. It won't let me do anything other than that. Or full screen. Anyway, first position is Juggler with 5,752 points. False Inspector 4944, 4646 for Tash, 3589 for Mal. For Shadow, actually, and Mal is 2834 in 5th place, followed by Elaine, Still No Stickers, SGH, Brian H, and Bruce. Points make prizes. Wrong button. Oh dear. Oh. Big thank you to everyone who helped me reach 1,000. Well done, Mal. You made it to 1,000 subscribers. Excellent. Well done. Check Discord. Oh dear, why? Can't see. That's Brian saying, I'm not a bad fish, I'm just misunderstood. You need to be careful in your household. Messing around with fish tanks does not end well, and somebody usually ends up in the hospital. Oh dear. That was a hard week. Apologies. I mean, it's equally hard for everyone. Bummer again, says Mum. Sorry. I think I know that issue, and I think what you need to do is manually pull out the sides, and then I think it's Control plus the red cross, or Shift plus the red cross, and then next time you open it, it saves size. Manually pull out the sides, Okay, that's a thing. Manually pull out the sides. And then Control plus X cross. Yeah, sure, whatever. Or should we try Shift plus it? And then the next time I open it, at least it lets me open it. Oh, there we go. That's what we wanted. Let's go. Thank you, Scott. Live IT support. It's just what we needed. That seemed to do it. I missed last week. Today I'm on some delightful pink. I've been on some great painkillers recently. I've had a touch of sciatica, I think it's turned out to be, or a trapped nerve. We're not entirely sure. So last week, was it last week? Yeah, it would have been last week. I got these, or before that I was on codeine. And it was fine, but it just wasn't strong enough, so I wanted stronger ones, but they gave me these other ones instead that were different. That's a weird noise coming from outside. I think it's a fox. But they made me really sick, so I went back to the doctors again and they gave me like proper strong codeine ones, and it was a bit like, woo, all week at work. But the last couple of days I've not had anything. It's been quite good. Don't forget to have your table flip ready for tomorrow, Mandy, at Andrew's quiz. Titanic questions as well. Oh no, it's an owl, I think. I'm looking up here. I'm not looking at the owl, it's where my CCTV is, and I can see various bits around the garden. IT is always, that's what we need, a bit of IT support, even for the IT people. Although I'm management now, I don't do IT. I'm rubbish. I've forgotten any skill I've ever had. I've forgotten, and I never had that many to start with. Right, we've got the Eliminator still to come, as well as reminding everyone that's watching, it's time for you to click that like button. We've got 50 people watching, but only 34 likes. I mean, you don't have to pay to be here, but you do have to give it a wee like. 51 person. So that new person who's just joined, give us a like, please, or a dislike. You can hate me. That's also fine. If you have just joined, we're about to do our second quiz of the evening. Again, so we try and go for past again, so 8 minutes or so. We'll do the Eliminator, which is different this week. So these are the rules for the Eliminator. There are only 10 questions, and they get increasingly difficult. If you get one wrong, you're out. So, end of story. The questions are a mix of multiple choice, drag and drop, and free text entry. That is true this week. We're mixing it up. It's not just A, B, C, or D. So you might have to type in things. You might have to use numbers. You might have to rearrange things into orders. So I've allowed appropriate time, I hope, for these extra things. But yeah, give it a go. We're mixing it up again. The correct answer is what I say it is. I don't know why I keep putting that in. I mean, I'm never wrong. The correct answer is what I say it is. If it turns out I'm wrong, sorry but tough. It's not happened yet. Or I can't remember the last time I was wrong about anything. But anyway, you know, just in case on the rare occasion it does happen that I get a question wrong, tough shit. The questions are on a timer, answer before the time runs out, and if you get 10 correct, you win a prize. And Billy's special prize. What do points make? Prizes! You get an almost instant prize. Instantish. Whether it is some kind of goodie bag, some merch, a giant Grammy. Who knows what you could get. It is an owl, think. Can't see the owl, but there are definitely owls around here. I hear them quite a lot. The Titanic questions always go down well. Like it. I clicked like on the way in, but I'm considering taking it back now. Oh, come on. Not everyone can win the quiz. There can only be one, as they say. Do we win a Riparium? I don't know what that word means. Viparium? Why are we all saying Riparium? What does that mean? I don't know. What? Eh? Pallid? I've never heard of that word in my life. Don't know what you're on about. Anyway, I shall put up the link to the Eliminator when I find the page I have to put it into. A moon cycle question that no, I don't recognise any of these comments. It's an only owl. You win a 1991 copy of. See, that was the first time. That was the first time I was on the other side of the fence where I got a question right, but the quizmaster was wrong. Andrew. Not that I'm holding a grudge. So yeah, I feel for you. You know, you people. A planetarium. If it's a tawny owl, they say twit. Yeah, we've definitely got tawny owls around here because they are the ones that go twoo, twit, twoo. Other impressions are available. Where's the link? There's the link. Only because Megatank is a Riparium. I love it. Very good. So yes, there is the link. I shall set it up so as we can see what we're talking about. Presentation view, move that there. If you're one of the scan to join people, you can scan that QR code. I have a tawny owl skull after I found one hit, but you have the strangest collection of things. See, you might win this one now, Mandy. Imagine, after all your naysaying, if you managed to crack the hardest quiz on YouTube. I believe some people have been calling it. One person might have been calling it. No one's ever called it. So while we're on it, if anyone wants to give themselves a wee bit of a shout out, so we've obviously got Mal, who's just coasted by a major milestone with 1,000 subscribers. Have you got the watch hours as well, Mal? To do some live streams. I think that's the thing that helps people get over their watch hour limits. But also a channel I enjoy. I watch most of his videos, if not all, and I don't actually watch that many fishy channels. But I always like watching Aquarium Delirium, mostly because I like the name and I wish I thought of it first. I like the alliteration. No, that's not true. That's not the only reason I watch. But it's worth a wee checking out if you're into it. Also, we've got Aquarium Daily, who does this basically on a Saturday night, but with more people. So if everybody could go tomorrow and check it out, I think it's a big one where he's moving away from StreamYard or Stream Deck or whatever it's called and trying OBS with multiple users for the first time. So it's bound to go flawlessly and seamlessly. So if he could get his biggest ever audience for that one, that'd be fun. Rebecca, Freshwater Ichthyology, also. I shared one of your videos this week. I thought it was really good. And that's the thing, there's loads of fish. There's loads of fishy YouTubers, but they all give different things. So, like, go and check out Freshwater Ichthyology. You'll find some actual bona fide information in there that's probably been researched. Come and watch mine for continual disasters, one after another. So there's definitely a little bit of worth to all these things. So I would definitely go and check out some of those ones. Many more are available, and they're also good. But they were the ones I could see on the screen, so I mentioned them first. Sorry. Mary says, I had a 100-gram tank. 100, it's probably not a 100-gram tank. 100-gallon tank in my Yudfer. What's your Yudfer? Yard for months. I'm going to go with that. I needed help getting it in the house. Day I brought it in, we had 2 dead owls in it. Ugh. Wow. I'm still trying to plan a podcast, but I might just do it on the other channel, so it's for the website. I mean, half the battle, I think, is just do it. Half the battle about all these things is everyone tries to be too perfect. And I firmly believe, in cases like this, done is better than perfect. And the way to be perfect is to do it multiple times. So if you wait for everything to be perfect, it'll never be perfect. Do it, even if it's just on your own, even if it's just with not the ideal, perfect, name-grabbing guests. It's just get started, get established. I'm doing this thing. This is the thing that I'm trying to do this week. This is as best as we can do it in this week. Next week, it'll be a bit better. The week after that, it'll be a bit better again. You just have to do it. And I say that to everybody that's starting out. It's just do it. Get it done. Be Nike about it. Or Nike, depending where you come from. Just start. Brian has a channel. Yep, sorry, go and watch Brian as well. If you're into guppies, you'll see lots of guppies on Brian's channel. Andrew says, I feel so confident. Not. What are you using to have your guests in? So I've tried a few things. Some have been better than others. Oh god, I'm miles behind again. Sorry. Right, I said we were going to do this at past. There was a plan at the Clash, sort of, to get Rebecca's podcast going finally. But then being judges melted our brains. Yeah, I mean, and that's it. There will always be a reason to not do something. So you just have to jump in, both feet, get it done, and then at least it started. So you don't have that, oh, I want it to be great. No, just get it over and done with, and then you do the next one, and then it's the next one, and the next one. Right, are we ready, folks? Here we go. Let's go in with the countdown. Oh, it's only a 10-second countdown. Are we ready? Ooh. Remember, they get progressively harder. Question 1. What month does Halloween fall in? Hope I got this one right. May, December, October, or June? Oh no, we've got a can't clicker. Narg. Right, everyone close your eyes and don't look. There's a way for me to do this. Yes, I'm ready. Right, let's try again. Copy link address. You see, if I was waiting for everything to be perfect, I would never host a quiz. Because I can't. Do you know how much money this costs as well? Absolute bloody fortune. We're not doing this again next year, Andrew. We've got to find something better. For those of you who have always wondered why both mine and Andrew's quizzes look very similar, we share a subscription to the same software. But it ain't cheap. So the original one that I used to use has now been classified as a virus. I can't even look at the pages anymore. Then the Bluekits, they were alright. Bluekits kinda worked. They just glitched every now and again, but this is glitching just as often. I quite like the one Jack uses, so I might try that one. Right, is everyone back in? Ready to try the Eliminator. What do points make? Prizes! Oh, didn't mean to press that one. Bluekit just didn't like 10 PM. Yeah, there was a thing about that, wasn't it? If I did it at like 9:40, it was fine. Yorkshireman and Scotsman who lives in Yorkshire share a subscription. Why am I not surprised? Yes, we both moan about how much it costs. Right. Let's try again. What month does Halloween fall in? It seems to be letting people answer this time. So is it May, December, October, or June? Has anyone seen the new Beetlejuice? My kids want to go and see it, citing how much of a classic the first one is, and I was like, the first one, I always thought it was a bit, I didn't get it. I think it's a bit like the Rocky Horror Picture Show and stuff like that. I didn't get that. There was loads of things people would always go, oh man, it's a classic of the genre, and I'd be like, yeah, it was crap though. But that's just me. Live results, everyone thought that Halloween's in October, because Halloween's in October. Everyone's still in. 19 players, 19 survivors. That's what we want to see. Question number 2. Put these dog breeds in size order, small to large. So we want the smallest one at the top, the largest one at the bottom. So you're going to have to move them around. You click and drag. Click and drag, people. Click and drag. I've given extra time for this. I'm going to assume that the lack of comments is everyone clicking and dragging or it not working. Oh dear, lots of dams. Lots of dams and balls. Well, this was the right order. Jack Russell, Cocker Spaniel, Boxer and Newfoundland. Adam has had both a Jack Russell and a Newfoundland together. Before I left home, my mum had a King Charles Spaniel, and it was best friends with a Newfoundland that lived across the road. And they would like curl up together and play together, and it was just like, how it didn't get squished constantly. So, yes, that is the correct answer. These are the people still in. Texas Tom, still no stickers. False Inspector, Stevie P, SKP, Tash, Shadow, Ollie, and some other people who I didn't get time to read out. But 9 people were eliminated there. Crazy Goldfish, Juggler, still in. Question 3. I didn't think we'd lose so many in that one. Question 3. What is the name of my potentially murderous gourami? What's the name of my gourami? So type it in. I'm accepting all spellings. Okay, all spellings of the correct name. Whoever's typed in Gregory, you're not getting a point for that. Nor are you getting a point for Gordon. His name was... So, 7 Brians, 1 Gregory, and 1 Gordon. His name is Brian. His name still is Brian. He's still very much alive. So that leaves us with still no stickers, False Inspector, Stevie P, SKP, Tash, Shadow, and Chocolate. Oh dear, my voice is going. Are still survivors. We've lost a couple of people there. You need to watch the videos. Question 4. In what Australian city's harbour can the tourists visit this operatic landmark? Where's this? Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, or Brisbane? Everybody went for Sydney because it's Sydney. So everyone's still in as we go to question 5. Traditionally, where they start to get a little bit harder. The square root of 81 multiplied with the number of months in a year gives you what number? The square root of 81 multiplied by the number of months in a year. Maths. Or math, if you're American. You're in such a rush that you can't use that extra S. It's not mathematic, it's mathematics. Okay, we have some different answers. 4 people going for 108, 2 people going for 72, and 1 person going for 24. So let's work through it together. The square root of 81 is 9. Multiplied by the number of months in a year. How many months are there in a year? 12. 9 times 12, 108. So we're left with False Inspector, Stevie P, SKP, and Shadow, the maths geniuses. And the Leighton household has had another falling out. That's the last time I trust hard maths. Question number 6. In what Italian city has this tower been leaning since the 12th century? What Italian city? This is another one you have to type it in, so I've given you a bit longer, and I will take alternate spellings. Right. 100% of people have typed in Pisa. And that is correct. I would have accepted Pisa with a Z, P-I-S-S-A, P-I-Z-Z-A, P-I-T-Z-A, and P-E-E-Z-A. But thankfully, you all spelled it correctly. Well done, you. Because that is correct. So the same 4 people are still in. False Inspector, Stevie P, SKP, and Shadow. As we go on to Pisa, I wouldn't have accepted that. Sorry, that's too far away. And Pisa, I wouldn't have got in either. Question 7. Here we go. The science of studying and making maps is known as geography, graphology, cartography, mappamondi. Geography, graphology, cartography, or mappamondi? Mappamondi. Hey, mappamondi. Everyone going for cartography. I underestimated you all, my learned viewers. It is, of course, cartography. Mappamondi. Same 4 people are still in. 3 questions to go. Oh, are we going to get there? Question number 8. What is the most expensive property in the American version of the board game Monopoly? Is it Broadway, Park Place, Boardwalk, or Wall Street? What's the most expensive property in the American version of the board game? There's a lot of Americans left in this, so they might do well here. Live results. 1 person went for Broadway, 2 went for Boardwalk. Oh, 1's timed out. Oh no. So we're losing at least 1 person. The correct answer is Boardwalk. Which leaves us with False Inspector and Shadow. 2 people left, 2 questions to go. It's exciting. I don't think we've had 2 people with 2 questions to go for a while. Question 9. What Shakespeare comedy features the names Oberon, Titania and Puck? Oberon, Titania and Puck. Is it A Midsummer's Night Dream, As You Like It, The Merry Wives of Windsor, or Twelfth Night? Very highbrow, this one. Juggler says A or D would be my guess. Mandy says A. Both Adam and Scott have gone for A, and they are correct. 2 people going for question 10. I feel like I should have some suspenseful music that's more than just... That was the wrong button. That wasn't suspenseful at all. I need more of a suspenseful bed that can build the tension as we go into the final question. So you're rooting for Adam C, who is False Inspector, and Scott, who is Shadow. Question 10. What discredited science uses a map of the human head to aid in diagnosing illnesses and ailments? Is it mesmerism, hypoadrenia, phrenology, or moxibustion? Stop giving them the answers, everybody. Two people have gone for phrenology. Whoa. Phrenology is the correct answer. So we have 2 winners this week. Double prizing, or, hang on. Or do we have a decider? Double prize or decider? Double prizer. Double prizer. But just to give one of you the ultimate glory of saying I properly won the Eliminator. This is just for Adam and Scott. Final question. Whoever gets the closest answer wins. You both get a mug or some food or whatever. You both get a thing, and get to say that you won the Eliminator, but to be ultimate winner, and I only want Adam and Scott to answer this question, but to the nearest calorie, how many calories are in 1 gram of uranium? I want one number. We won't have any Prices Right rules here where you wait for the other person to write it down, then you go one either side. I want you to think about a number and type it in without looking at what the other person has gone. We're using the honour system here. How many calories does 1 gram of uranium have? Right, neither of you deserve a prize. Sorry. So I didn't mean to laugh quite so hard there. So Scott has ventured 6 as the answer, and Adam has ventured 243. Oh, hang on. I just have to put that in there. So 1 gram of uranium roughly translates to 20 billion calories. So that's one more reason not to eat any uranium. But Adam, you get the ultimate win there because you were closest. Not by much, but you were closest. Oh, that made me laugh. Sorry, that was quite funny. So, right, what I need now is, what do I need to do? I need to put on my email. I would prefer an email on this one. I know you speak to me every now and again on different... Where the fuck's my email thing gone? There you go. Graham@aquariumadventures.co.uk. If you send me your crickets, yes, send me your address, I will arrange for a thing to be sent to you, and it'll be a surprise when it turns up, whatever it might be. But Adam, I believe you're in the US of A, so yours will be something off my spread shop. Might as well do a quick plug while we're there. If anyone else fancies buying something, merchy, all the links, as Zenny says, there you go. You can see all the links to everything you want. And if you want to go to the spread shop, you can buy all kinds of things. Bags, t-shirts, mugs, and any of my designs. Hats, totes, mugs, pillows, baby grows, you know, bags, duffel bags, badges. So Adam, you'll probably get something like this because they do international shipping. Scott, you might get something that I have, a towel, possibly, or I don't know, some food. If you have any preference of things you know I have around here, by all means, let me know. I'm not guaranteeing I'll send you it, but you know, let me know if you have a preference. Everyone else, go and buy some shit. It's great. There you go. I read that and went, well, you're so fat and radioactive. I went, I'll have you know I've lost weight. Yeah, if you had some uranium biscuits, that would definitely put you over your calorie deficit. Add uranium to pudding, bingo. Yes. Stir-by Corey's, yeah, well, you can put it in as a request, but I'm very unlikely to send you some stir-by Corey's. Although, as we were talking about earlier, splitting this tank up, I might then put the stir-bys into a tank of their own, start a bit of a breeding colony. Nah, I mean, but no, they like food or towel or stuff like that. Um, so that made me laugh. After the Marimo incident, I want a shirt that says "My balls don't have muscles." Oh, my balls. Yeah, I don't know why they've decided they like that design now. The old Spreadsheet people, because they used to not like that. So if you are interested in some merch, whether it's a T-shirt or whatever, um, they do. It's quite cool how it works. You can go on this and you can buy it yourself, but you can also edit it at the same time. So if you go on, like for instance, there, oh yeah, I like that T-shirt. Oh, I wish they didn't put the logo there. You can click that, and you can move it around. Go, oh, well, I want it there, or I want it a bit smaller, or I want it down here for some reason. And you can add in more stuff as well at the same time. Oh, I want that as well. Double. I want all the logos. And then you can buy that. It doesn't cost any more to have extra logos and stuff. It's good. I quite like it. And you can put like one on the back or something. I think that's as big as you can have that one. But anyway, you can add text of your own. So you could have like, if you want to support me but don't want anyone to know you support me, you can just go, oh, it's not working. There you go. That could be your T-shirt. So what site is this? This is, if you're in the UK, it's this. But if you're not in the UK, if you click that, it'll say, oh, it looks like you're in Australia, or wherever you are, and it'll send you to the Australian version. It's Spreadsheet. You can mess around with stuff. So yeah, you can customize things all you want. Yes, although I would be quite happy, Mandy, if I did one day see a picture of my face with "Oh my balls" or something like that, or "If you see this man run," that'd be quite cool. I'd be fine. I'd be fine with it. So if you've just been going, I wish I had a mouse mat that had some kind of fishy reference. This is your site. If I can beat juggling next week, I'm thinking of a sucks and blows combo platter. Wow. Yeah, you can have Oma balls. You could get jogging bottoms with Oma balls put on the balls. I think you can get teddy bears, bags, vests, mouse mats. Oh, dog bandanas are out of stock. Oh, God. Backpack. Backpack's not bad. And Oma Ball's bum bag. Just what you didn't know you wanted. So, yes, there you go. Buy stuff. As much as you want. I won't be upset. Right, we've got a couple of minutes left, so if you have any burning questions, now is the time to get them out. Otherwise, I'm not sure what happens with like daylight saving time and stuff. There could be someone streaming after me. I don't know. So go and check them out, I guess. We'll be back here same time next week for a couple of hours. I'm coming up on 60,000 subscribers, which is a bit mental. So I was thinking about doing a mega stream to celebrate that mini milestone. Just see how long we can go. I don't know. What do you think? Do you care? We could maybe do some tank setups, some live aquascaping, live moving fish about, live editing videos, live talking nonsense for more than 2 hours. Who knows? Oh my god, that's an oh my balls sack. It literally is. And on that note, pardon me, I will leave you for the weekend. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you decide to do and whatever you get up to. Me personally, I'm taking number two son's going for a haircut, so I have to take him for that. He likes to rub my face in it that I don't need haircuts these days. Got some fish to feed and move around, and that's about it for the weekend. I'm hoping for a nice quiet weekend. But yes, go and check out some other videos. If not, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Smash the button, tickle the button, whatever it is you need to do to the button. Touch the button. Ugh, no, don't do that. And I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. See you next time. Bye.